Down on the field moments ago with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Coach, you started the season 0-4, but since then have won 5 of your last 7. What have been the significant factors behind that turnaround?
I just think the singular focus of the guys, just having the ability to zero in on the challenge of the week and void out the noise. It's obviously there's a lot of noise when it comes with the kind of start that we had, but they've done a nice job of just being mentally tough.
Well, this is Steelers-Ravens, and if recent history is to be our guide, this will be decided by a field goal or less. How does the winning team generate an edge in this game?
You know, you don't absorb enough negativity early on. I think that's kind of been what has marked the flow of these games. We got to avoid some negativity. Obviously, we got to make some plays down the stretch, and the kicking game is going to be big.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
And the Steelers will be without starting defensive tackle Steve McClendon tonight, missing his first game because of an ankle injury. They'll also be without linebacker Lamar Woodley, who's missing his 3rd straight game with a calf issue. But they do get back defensive end Brett Kiesel, who missed the last 2 games with plantar fasciitis.
All right, thank you, Michelle. The bearded one, there he is, number 99. Baltimore won the toss, elects to defer. Justin Tucker having a great year. A very demonstrative kicker. To kick off to Emmanuel Sanders, one of the Steeler wideouts. And on this chilly night in Baltimore, off we go with a bouncing ball that's fielded 4 yards in, and Sanders will down it there. And let's take a look at the Pittsburgh starters.
Ben Roethlisberger, Miami Redhawks.
Le'Veon Bell, Michigan State.
Will Johnson, West Virginia.
Antonio Brown, Central Michigan.
Emmanuel Sanders, SMU.
Heath Miller, Virginia.
Kelvin Beachum, Southern Methodist University.
Ramon Foster, Tennessee.
Fernando Velasco, Georgia.
David DeCastro, Stanford.
Marcus Gilbert, University of Florida.
Steelers of late have been using a lot of extra linemen, 6 offensive linemen on occasion. Right now they come up in a situation where, as you can see, you've got 3 linemen to the right. In motion goes Jericho Cotchery, who has scored 7 touchdowns this season. They begin with a draw play to the rookie running back Le'Veon Bell, who was their number 2 draft choice out of Michigan State, tackled by Haloti Ngata.
I think Haloti Ngata is feeling better right now. Right over the nose tackle, just takes a swim move and gets in the backfield. And when he is athletically active like that, to go along with that huge size of his, you have problems on the offensive line.
It's a reconstructed, revamped Raven defense. You know that Ray Lewis has retired. Ed Reed is gone. A lot of guys are gone from last year, but they have really picked it up of late, and that's the reason for the optimism around here. To the outside, and another reason for the optimism are plays like that. Ladarius Webb gets him behind the line of scrimmage. So 2 runs and a loss of 2 here. 3rd down and 12. Ben Roethlisberger, 5th career start at Baltimore. Steelers in those starts averaging only 8.3 points per game, but he's 2-2 as a starter in this stadium. 3rd down and 12. They bunch 3 receivers to the right. Keep it on the ground. And to the 25-yard line goes Bell. So 3 runs for the rookie. And then, of course, it's Pittsburgh and Baltimore, so you'll see a lot of activity like that after the whistle tonight. Still trying to get them unpiled. Clete Blakeman and his crew will have their hands full. We're a minute and a half into the game, and we already have this.
I like it. I hate to say it, but this is what makes this game so great. And it goes, look at the hole in the middle here. Ben saw it. They stack everybody to the outside to try and get pressure. So he goes, okay, I'm just going to turn around and hand the thing off. But in talking with Ben Roethlisberger last night, he said you'd see stuff like that. Chris Canty sort of a pile drive and then a couple of shoves, and the big guys get into it. And we kind of got a Pittsburgh-Baltimore game breaking out all over here.
Happy holidays. Matt McBriar, who was picked up in the middle of the season, is the Pittsburgh punter. Jacoby Jones to return the kick. And he is always a threat. Big booming kick. Jones from his 19-yard line brings it back out to the 28-yard line. Tackled by Antoine Blake. And let's take a look at the Baltimore offense.
Joe Flacco, Delaware.
Ray Rice, New Rochelle High School.
Torrey Smith, Maryland. Jacoby Jones, the Mighty Lane College.
Marlon Brown, University of Georgia.
Ed Dixon, Oregon Ducks.
Eugene Monroe, University of Virginia.
AQ Shipley, Penn State.
Gino Gradkowski, Delaware.
Marshall Yonda, Iowa.
Michael Orr, University of Ole Miss.
So Baltimore all season long trying to get some running game going. Start with play action, and Flacco going deep. And out in front is Jones. There's contact, but there's no flag. It's a little bit underthrown. William Gay was there. Jacoby Jones had beaten them, but the ball hung and the pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
I tell you, William Gay got away with everything here. He's going to bump back into him to slow him down. He knows he's beaten, and then flips his head around at the last minute so he doesn't get called for pass interference. Just a good veteran play. William Gay was great last week. Probably got away with a little something on that one, but you got to give him some credit. A very intelligent play.
Ravens beat the Jets 19-3 here on Sunday, with Jones scoring the only touchdown of the game. Play clock at 1 out of the pistol on 2nd down and 10, and they give it to Ray Rice. Unbelievably averaging less than 3 yards per carry, tackled by Polamalu. So Joe Flacco had a postseason for the ages. He's terrific in this stadium, 37-8, drafted in 2008 and started as a rookie. He and John Harbaugh coming in together, and he parlayed that offseason into a $120 million contract. And John Harbaugh has taken this team to the postseason in each of his years at the helm, and at least one postseason win in every one of those seasons. 3rd and 7. Flacco gets it away. It's caught on the outside by Brandon Stokely, and he has enough for a 1st down.
One of the interesting parts about the Pittsburgh's defense now is their great playmaker, Troy Polamalu, is now almost playing a linebacker position in the dime defense. And one of the things in talking to the Ravens about that is it takes him out of a little bit of that X-factor role that he does so well, where you just don't know where he's going to be. Back in at linebacker here again.
To the outside. And the tackle on Torrey Smith is made by Ike Taylor as we take a look at that Pittsburgh defense.
Cameron Hayward, The Ohio State University.
Ziggy Hood, Missouri.
Jason Worlds, Lunchpell Defense.
Lawrence Timmons, Florida State.
Troy Polamalu, University of Southern California.
Jarvis Jones, Georgia.
Ike T. Swagger University. William Gay, Louisville.
Will Allen, The Ohio State University.
Ryan Clark, LSU. Cortez Allen, the Citadel.
Like the Ravens, a lot of changes for Pittsburgh. No James Harrison, no Casey Hampton from last year. And on 2nd down, there goes Flacco deep again, and it's caught by Smith for the touchdown. 55 yards. So he underthrows Jones on his first bomb. They may have marked him a little short. The crowd thinks he's into the end zone, but now they're going to mark the ball at the 1-yard line. Cortez Allen makes the tackle. Take a look.
The safety in the middle of the field, I believe it's Will Allen, comes up underneath this route, and Ike Taylor, who has been seeing a lot of receivers the last couple of weeks go by him, and they just take shots down the field. It's the exact same way they played the game last week and just came up with a lot of big plays, and now the ball down to the 1.
One official came in to signal touchdown. Now this is not a scoring play, so you'd have to challenge it. If Harbaugh wanted to, he could challenge that it was a touchdown, but instead he takes his chances on a 1st and goal. And this is Ray Rice who won't get there, so it's going to be 2nd down and goal.
Boy, I tell you, Joe Flacco, this is sort of the opposite of what we see around the National Football League with the Baltimore Ravens. So many teams around the NFL now are throwing those little, short, quick passes all over the field and the quick screens, and you'll see a lot of that from Pittsburgh tonight. And Joe Flacco and the Ravens, almost the opposite. They just take it and throw it deep and take their chances.
5 minutes into the game, play action. Flacco dancing, and he's going to get sacked back at the 7-yard line. Jason Worlds is there. Boy, he's really come on. He's playing extremely well of late, and that's going to make it 3rd down and goal.
One of the things that they do in protection with Ray Rice is they expect him to be able to double read here and here, and sometimes it gets him in trouble. That time, Jason Worrells just beat him around the edge, so that first down and goal from the 1 all of a sudden doesn't look so good.
Now they split Rice wide to the right, empty the backfield. They go 5 wide on a 3rd and goal. Flacco hangs in, throws, caught, touchdown, Torrey Smith. And this time it counts for sure. So Torrey Smith, who looked as if he was in the first time, spotted inside the 1. Harbaugh can smile right now. Otherwise, he would have questioned whether he should have challenged that spot inside the 1, but it's all academic at the moment. Touchdown.
Well, Ike Taylor's going to be upset with this one because you see him waving his arms. He started inside, jumped to the outside, basically telling Torrey Smith, here, you get a free release to the inside because I have help in there. The help did not help, and they got a touchdown.
Justin Tucker for the point after. So the Ravens' first drive, 71 yards, 8 plays on a 3rd down to Smith for the TD. 7-0 Baltimore.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to keep his eyes on the game and his on everything else. Theirs is to keep the team strong in body and his strong in mind. His job is to make sure the game starts well and his that it ends the same way. Their job's to fill the stadium with passion. Theirs is to fill it with pride. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
This is fun.
Yeah, to just soak it in and look around and start to recognize the magnitude of what this is and how fortunate we all are to be here.
Hustle up, come on, we're done. Come on, slap some hands, come on. Slap some hands, some butts, that means it's time we're done.
Get your big off here, let's go. Come on, come on. Fight through adversity. When something bad happens, okay, can you step up and be a man and make the next play when your number's called?
As John Lennon said, every day and every way, getting better and better and better. Let's just see if we can't keep doing that.
Take your hats off and salute the fans, man. Salute the fans, thank you.
All right, my mouth's watering a little bit now. We love being out on Thanksgiving night, doing the games and all that, but you do miss that turkey a little.
Yeah, we were stuck with Brussels sprouts, but what are you going to do? Okay. So here we are in Baltimore on Thanksgiving night, 7-0, the Ravens on top. The Ravens, in this series, the team that scores first is 27-8. Kick is fielded in the end zone as Justin Tucker kicks to Emmanuel Sanders, and Sanders brings it back to the 21-yard line before losing his helmet. Ben goes back to work on Pittsburgh's second drive when we come back.
Flacco now is going to be hit. He's hit. And he is sacked. One each of 5. Sack for Holland Smith.
Oh man, Ware came through there like a banshee. McAfee gets the snap.
Raymond blocks it. It's loose inside the 10. Raymond picks it up at the 5. Raymond to the goal line. Touchdown, Houston! He fumbled it, and the Cardinals try to save it. That was incredible. Throws right side, tipped, and intercepted.
J.J. Watt, another pass deflected.
Off to the races, 10, 5, touchdown.
Handed off, and the ball is out. The Bengals scramble after it. Takes it into the end zone.
Flacco, quick throw, pass is going to be intercepted. This is Chris Harris down the Broncos sideline. 99 yards, Chris Harris.
Steps, fires to the left, intercepted. Oh, right sideline, 35, 40. He's going to go all the way.
throws. It's batted up in the air.
Batted and tipped.
Caught by the Colts.
The quarterback took a hit and the ball was up in the air. The defensive lineman, look what I got.
And this ball thrown behind. Brandon Carr says, hey, looky here, and a touchdown.
The ball is it caught and knocked away? It's picked off, intercepted. Rodney Barber down the sideline. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, Rodney Barber. Sanchez is back to throw. He is going to be hit and sacked. And a fumble on the play. Patriots recover. The game is over.
For the complete viewing experience, check out NBC Sports Live Extra on NBCSports.com. And to celebrate Thanksgiving, let us know what you're thankful for on social media with Why I'm Thankful. Log on right there. A lot of good stuff on that site. The Baltimore Ravens leading 7-0. Ball at the 21-yard line. Pittsburgh with a 3-and-out on their first series. All three running plays. Keep it on the ground again. This is Bell, who they expect to develop into something very special. Let's take a look at the Baltimore defense.
Arthur Jones, Syracuse University.
Altingata, Oregon. Chris Canty, Wahoo Wah.
Cornell Shaw, University of Alabama.
Daryl Smith, Georgia Tech. Jamil McClain, Syracuse.
Hacksaw, Ball So Hard University.
Ladarius Webb, Nickel State. James Diedero, University of Massachusetts.
Matt Elam, Dwyer High School.
Jimmy Smith, University of Colorado.
First time these teams met, Pittsburgh was able to run the ball with great effectiveness, a lot of heavy packages. They've started that way tonight with 4 runs, and now you can make it 5 as they're sticking to that same plan. Le'Veon Bell, and it's been a couple of years since Pittsburgh's had a real bell cow. Well, slap me for saying that, but you know where I'm going with that. Second-round pick out of Michigan State. He was hurt at the beginning of the season, had 93 yards rushing against the Ravens back in Week 7, and he is going to be their guy. Mike Tomlin loves him, and they think he can develop into something extremely special. We'll see. 3rd and 5 from the 25. And Roethlisberger ready to throw his first pass of the night. And it's over the middle, and it's caught. And getting away is Antonio Brown, who leads the league in receptions. That is his 81st of the season. He was able to spin away from Ladarius Webb and move the chains.
Well, just coming right across the formation, but you hit on it, Al. Antonio Brown now leads the NFL in receptions, had a monster year. Mike Wallace, of course, goes off for huge money to the Miami Dolphins. And for Antonio Brown, it was up to him to fill that void. Now we get a little wildcat going for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or not.
Well, maybe. Here comes, it looked like Bell was going to take the snap. Wildcat has been the subject of a lot of talk in Baltimore on the other side. Meanwhile, that's tipped and incomplete. So Roethlisberger had flanked out, then came in. Chris Canty is able to knock it down at 6-7. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Tell you, Ben Roethlisberger's lucky. That ball tipped straight up in the air. Watch Canty. He's not even rushing. He's just playing wherever the passing lane is. And somehow that thing fell right in the middle of about 6 guys.
Ravens used a lot of wildcat last week on the other side. And as you look at Suggs, with his sights set on Roethlisberger, and the first wildcat of the night is employed by the Steelers in this one. He spins around, he throws it to the outside to Emmanuel Sanders, but Sanders gets taken down at the 35-yard line by Corey Graham. Todd Haley in his 2nd year as the Pittsburgh offensive coordinator. How many stories have been written about he and Ben, and Todd is saying, hey, come on, it is so overdone, it is so ridiculous. What do you think?
I think they do all right. I don't think he's Bruce Arians in the minds of Ben Roethlisberger, who was his dear friend and had a vacation home together or somewhere close in Georgia, but they do all right.
Haley needs a timeout after those comments. We'll be back.
special tonight. This is our house, it's our night, and it's our division. All hands on deck! The journey ends in 60 minutes. It's about 53 men. Stay in this huddle with me right now. 53 men together. One focus, one mission. Real estate's got pride. Real estate's got swag. Got that swag. Got that swag. Got that swag. Got that swag. Let's go get one. 1, 2, 3.
Fox Sports proudly presents the NFL. Spectacular. Sensational. But most of all, big, bigger, biggest. The NFL on Fox Sports.
Take a look at this. It seems impossible, right? You can't always believe your eyes. They can trick you. And that's pretty much what Brain Games is all about.
Brain Games on National Geographic Channel.
Down by 3.
Minute 32 remaining.
Okay.
Drive starts on the -23.
Okay.
We have all 3 timeouts remaining.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dan Rooney. I'd like to thank God for our many blessings and ask Him to bring world peace.
Hi, I'm Art Rooney. I'd like to wish our many fans around the world a happy Thanksgiving, as well as our servicemen and women around the world.
One of the founding families, and there they are, and the young fella to the left of your screen is Art's son, Dan, and Dan's grandson is the former ambassador to Ireland, who's given up that post. Back in the States full time and here tonight. And we've got our first flag of the game because jumping offside from the left side of the defensive line is Emmanuel Sanders. Can't hold on and gets hurt on the play. Elvis Dumerville was jumping offside. It gave Pittsburgh a free play. Here's Clete Blakeman.
Offside. Defense, number 58, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Boy, this hurts on every level. You get Sanders hurt, but this is a freebie for an NFL receiver. You get the offsides penalty, so Ben Rightly takes his shot, and that is an easy catch. That is not exactly a diving layout. That's one he's going to make, but he smacked his head on the ground, I think. You saw it sort of whip down, and I can tell you most of the tough concussion-like symptoms I had as a player were from exactly that. Your head somehow whipping onto the hard turf, and you could see it took its toll.
Well, they're going to bring Marcus Wheaton into the game to take his spot. He's a rookie, number 11, out of Oregon State, third-round draft choice. It's 3rd and 2. Ben, a little shovel pass, and that is caught by Jericho Cotchery, having a great season. Been around a long time, 10 years. A lot of those with the Jets, but he scored 7 touchdowns this year. He's become like a second security blanket after Heath Miller for Ben.
Like this play call. Watch Elvis Dumerville. He sees Ben coming out, and he has to respect that. Dump it down to Cotchery underneath. Clever play.
At the 46, Pittsburgh going no huddle, something they've been using with great effectiveness in recent weeks. Very much helped turn their season around after they'd started 0-4 in September. And Ben will dump this down underneath, and the checkoff man is Bell, and you can see 5 Ravens all dressed in black tonight. Men in black taking care of him. Hedebo is the first to hit him. 2nd and 9.
You know, one of the matchups we'll watch tonight, Kelvin Beachum, the left tackle, a guy who really has had to sort of fill in, took over for Mike Adams, and Terrell Suggs is the guy he's going to have to try and slow down in this no huddle. They hope that at the very least the no huddle can begin to wear down some of these pass rushers, because 2 of the very best on the Baltimore Ravens between Dumerville and Suggs.
Good news for the Steelers as Sanders checks back in. After missing just a couple of plays, it's 2nd down and 9. Blitz coming again. Roethlisberger gets it away, and that's caught by Heath Miller. To the 41-yard line goes the venerable tight end. Heath Miller in his 9th season in the league. He was their #1 draft choice back in 05. And, you know, a lot like Jason Witten. I mean, he's always there.
Yeah, and he's such a big part of it. You know, he's coming off the knee injury last year, and he just seems to be getting a little healthier each week. Their MVP. He was the best player, and you know Ben loves throwing to him.
Four minutes left in the quarter. The Ravens have had the ball once and lead 7-0. And squirting through was Bell. Nothing there initially. Then he was able to turn no gain into a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6. Take a look at this. The Ravens defense through week 12. 1st in sacks. 2nd best in 3rd down conversions. 1st in red zone defense. And 7th in points allowed. And this is a team. No Lewis, no Reed, no Kruger, no Ellerby. Getting rid of a lot of guys.
And 7 touchdowns they gave up on opening night against Denver and Peyton Manning. They got well in a hurry.
Since then, only 10 passing touchdowns in the ensuing 10 games after that nightmare in the Rockies. And Roethlisberger going deep and incomplete. Good tight coverage on Antonio Brown by Corey Graham, who had 2 interceptions against the Jets 3 days ago.
Good read by Ben. You got the one-on-one coverage. And Antonio Brown at the end of this route, watch him. He kind of slows down to try and pin Graham in. I think if he just kept running, it would have hit him right in the hands. See him kind of slow down and tried to create a little space for him to go catch that ball. If he just runs underneath it, I think he has a touchdown.
Crowd in full voice on a 3rd and 6 from the 38-yard line. Showing blitz. Here they come. And Ben slings it incomplete to the outside, intended for Jericho Cotchery. James Ahedibo on the safety blitz. 4th down.
Well, Darryl Smith came to the outside, but Ben should have stayed put here. He comes out here, and I think he would have been blocked because Le'Veon Bell did a good job picking up the safety blitz. He had time, but I think that pressure flashed in his face and made him feel like he had to bail out of there.
Matt McBriar picked up about a month ago. Lardarius Webb back to receive. McBriar, longtime Dallas Cowboy kicker. And that one will bounce at the 5 and be down at about the 10-yard line. And Flacco and company go to work from that spot. 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter on Thanksgiving night. 7-0 Ravens.
Hand up to Moreno, right side, nice hole, stiff arm. Moreno's out in the open, jumps over the top of Ed Reed, jumped right over the top of him.
Reggie breaks tackle after tackle. Oh, what a great effort by Reggie. Breaking tackle, stays on his feet. Running to the left, breaks a tackle, 35-30, open field. Touchdown, Alfred Morris. At that home run celebration. Finds a little crease left side. CJ on the run at the 45.
Dropped his shoulder and accelerated through those 2 tackles. Great run by CJ Spiller.
Throws to the left side, caught by Ballard. 10, 5, he dives for the end zone. Colts win! Colts win! Colts win! He's at the 5. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown! Tight! 50, 10, 5, there he goes! Touchdown! Trent Richardson!
Trying to pick a hole, nothing there. And gets another block. He's on the angle. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Looks for running room, got a big hole. He's across the 30, there goes Beast Mode. He's gonna run away. They're not gonna catch him. Touchdown, Seahawks.
He's run for more than 2,000 yards. He's running back immortality, making him the 7th player in NFL history to run for 2,000 yards. The crowd comes to its feet to salute the best running back in the NFL.
Don't think. You know it. Let's go. Thinking gets you in trouble.
Right now, what I'm seeing here is we're thinking so much, we're getting lined up, but we're not violent.
We can practice very...
Tonight's show coming up. Some of the guests will include the Voices' Christina Aguilera on the Tonight Show. Baltimore, Inner Harbor. We'll light it up on Thanksgiving night. Bernard Pierce is now in as the running back, and he takes it. And Pierce up to the 14-yard line. Well, Joe Flacco, here we go again. A little pushy shovey, as was the case after the second or third play of the game.
We got new players in this rivalry, but the same result.
Yes. It's a tradition like no other. More than 20 yards from the line of scrimmage. Last year, Flacco, 9 touchdown passes. And then in postseason, he was spectacular on their run to the Lombardi Trophy with 5 touchdown passes. This year, in 57, only 1 touchdown pass on a pass more than 20 yards from scrimmage. That was last week. Though tonight he came within a yard of doing it again, with Jacoby Jones making the catch. And this was.
Well, there it was. The big throw down to Torrey Smith to get him in line for the first touchdown. Looked awfully close to a touchdown there too, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But this has been an interesting year. They've almost had to throw deep because of some of the losses of his possession receivers. Dennis Pitta and Anquan Bolden, and even Ray Rice hasn't been healthy.
3rd and 1. Now they give the ball to Pierce, and he fights his way for a first down. But this is the Baltimore running offense this year. It's amazing when you look at it. The league average is always around 4. This year it's 4.2 per rush. But the Ravens, Rice is averaging 2.9. There is Ray. Pierce is averaging 2.7. The team is under 3 as well. And they're 27th in rushing yards per game. And next to last, only Jacksonville is worse in yards per carry. Handoff from the pistol. Pierce. And of course, the minute you start talking about no running game, a guy breaks off about an 11-yard scamper.
Well, you know, there's a lot of things different on this team. Michael Orr over here on the right-hand side making that block. But no Bryant McKinney. They trade for Eugene Monroe. Here he is over here. And Kelechi Osemele, their outstanding guard, who were all big parts of that playoff run last year, no longer here or hurt.
From the 34, that's dropped. Torrey Smith cutting to the outside, running an out route. 2nd down and 10 with 48 seconds remaining. And there is Dick LeBeau, the great Dick LeBeau, at the age of 76, 55th consecutive season as a player or coach in the Hall of Fame. Was a great defensive back, primarily with Detroit.
14 games on Thanksgiving Day with the Lions.
Yep. It's a good call on a night like tonight. 37 degrees, Alaska. But on 2nd and 10, here's Pierce. Out to the 39-yard line he goes. Tackled by Cameron Hayward, and our 3rd scrum of the evening. And not the last.
Got a split decision going so far, but these teams understand exactly what this game is about. I mean, this is almost an elimination game, not truly, but Torrey Smith and Ike Taylor on the outside going at it, a little holding going on, and then a little of that and a little of that. You know, wide receivers are pretty rough and tumble guys, Al. You know,
excuse me?
Yeah, they like to sort of stir that stuff up and then look for linemen to help.
Oh, I got you. Baltimore takes a timeout, and the quarter comes to an end. And they got the timeout before the end of the quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 5 when we come back.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to beam the game to the world, and theirs to make sense of it. His is to wave his flag till his arms ache. Theirs for the fans back home. His is to make sure the team get there safe, and his that the kit does too. Their job is to support the best team in the world. Theirs is to be it. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
And here he gets the ball, looks to throw it, just slips right out of his hand.
every single yard that they're earning here.
Push him at the top. Burst. Pass down. Right back down to my line. There you go. There you go.
Flip those hips. Get your hips flipped and you can finish. Usually guys in the NFL aren't fast enough to outrun an entire defense up the sideline. Does that make sense? So the ball gets turned back. We need your position. Press the hip.
I mean, I just don't want you to go, just hang there. Boom, you know, thinking something.
Tonight's aerial coverage is being brought to you by Geico. High above downtown Baltimore, M&T Bank Stadium near downtown. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya, happy Thanksgiving. Hope it's been a great day for you. This is pretty tasty dessert we have. Second quarter will start before the Baltimore timeout. The clock had expired, so you had the end of the quarter, not charged with the timeout. We start with the 3rd and 5, and it's a first down as the pass is caught here by Brandon Stokely, his second grab of the night, and that takes the ball to the 41-yard line.
Well, we've seen Brandon Stokely over the years, not a young man by any means, a little bit of that in and out route. You see some Wes Welkers of the world doing this kind of thing. But guys that can move the chains on 3rd down and 5 are always going to be valuable no matter how old they are.
Stokely at 37 is the oldest wide receiver in the league. Rice is back in as the running back out of the pistol. And they'll give it to him. And Ray looking for room to the 41. Rice got hurt second game of the season. Said it's the first time he's really been hurt. Hip injury, and said he just didn't feel right until the end of October.
Well, if you saw the play, he kind of went down in a heap. He wasn't even hit, just handed the ball, was going around the right side and just went down. He thought he broke his hip. He went off to the sideline and goes, guys, I think I broke my hip. And he said, believe me, you wouldn't be walking if you broke your hip. But he's never pulled a muscle in his life. I couldn't believe it when he was telling us that. I've never heard of a football player say that.
2nd and 8, and the pass is incomplete. Cutting across was the tight end, Ed Dixon. They're still minus Dennis Pitt. I hope to have him back when they play a week from Sunday. And it will be 3rd down and 8. You know, Torrey Smith went to the Baltimore sideline holding his hand.
Yeah, and, you know, the Ravens are going more and more to this no huddle as well. They really want Joe Flacco to begin to do a little of what Peyton Manning and Tom Brady have done. Read the defense, make the right call, and let him go.
Flacco on 3rd and 8. Hangs in the pocket. That pass is incomplete. Tried to get it underneath to Brandon Stokely. And in comes the punting unit as they work on the hand or arm of or wrist of Torrey Smith on the sideline.
So much the big play threat. Of course, now it helps a little bit to have Jacoby Jones back in action. So you get that balance effect on both sides of the ball. But here's one of the more exciting young players in the league. This is Antonio Brown. His dad's in the Arena League Hall of Fame. Touchdown Eddie Brown, and Antonio's been lighting it up.
And Sam Cook trying to pin him inside the 20, and he does at the 15-yard line as Brown makes the fair catch. Early second quarter, 7-0 Baltimore.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to keep his eyes on the game and his on everything else. Theirs is to keep the team strong in body and his strong in mind. His job is to make sure the game starts well and his that it ends the same way. Their job's to fill the stadium with passion. Theirs is to fill it with pride. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
On first down, Stafford has it knocked out of his hand. It's a loose ball. Touchdown, Green Bay. Now in motion is Stafford on 3rd down. Back pedals, finds him, The catch, the touchdown. Stafford, pass is caught. That's Ogletree for the touchdown.
Okay. Get to it.
Nice ball.
Oh, come on, catch it. Just catch it.
Back on him.
Why I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my wonderful family and the fact that I get a chance to play this great game.
I'm so thankful for my family, friends, loved ones, this great country we get to live in, the sport I get to play, and obviously Steeler Nation.
Ben Roethlisberger, part of that great draft class of 2004 with Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Flacco, of course, that 2008 class, and has been the starter for Baltimore since day one. So Roethlisberger goes to work from the 15. Pittsburgh trailing 7-0. And Ben on a roll and looking downfield and finds his man, Antonio Brown, for a gain of 12. And we've mentioned before, Chris, a lot of the success that Pittsburgh had came when they began to go no huddle in October, because September was a total disaster for this team.
Yeah, and you know, he's now calling about 99% of the plays when they do get in the no huddle. He's even asked Todd Haley to not talk so much in his headset because he wants a little chance to think about what he's doing out there. But like a lot of quarterbacks now, they want a chance to see the defense. They're the last one to get a look at it and make the calls and make the adjustments.
From the 21. Pass is taken for a gain of 5 by Emmanuel Sanders. And you know, you would think any quarterback in his 10th year in the league, he wants to call his own plays. He wants to go no huddle whenever he wants, not just for a change of pace.
Yeah.
You never heard a quarterback in his 10th year who didn't want to do that?
No, I never heard of it at all. You know, Terry Bradshaw used to call their own plays, but how long did you say? How hard could it be? You only had 4 of them, so you know, I mean, that's the way it was. But it is because he is the one that knows what the defense is. He doesn't have to guess what it is to make the play call.
Here's the Wildcat now, and the snap is a direct snap to Bell, and the rookie running back takes the ball up to the 37-yard line.
There's a little bit of the sign of the power of Le'Veon Bell on that one. 240-plus pound running back that they love in Pittsburgh. Kind of went nowhere, but really needed this final effort to pick up the first down. David DeCastro, who's really been looking so much better lately, the right guard pulling around to lead the way.
DeCastro hurt last year. He was a #1 pick in the 2012 draft out of Stanford. From the 37-yard line. This will be Bell's 8th carry. But they've done a nice job bottling him up. That time Arthur Jones, the 4th-year end from Syracuse, pulls him down. 8 carries, 21 yards. September was a total disaster. The Steelers did not have a single takeaway in 4 games, and they had 11 turnovers. They were 0-4, and it included a trip to London where they lost to Minnesota. But since then, you can see the difference, especially with Ben. Second and 10 from the 37. Under pressure, off he goes, and Roethlisberger trying to get that first down, and he will. Goes right to the marker before he gets out of bounds. It'll be a first down for Pittsburgh.
Nice job here. You're starting to see the Steelers now do a much better job of understanding where the pressure is coming from. Remember, they lost their signal caller, Marquise Pouncey, about 8 plays into the season. So all their plans of going to the no huddle basically went out the window, and they've been redeveloping. Fernando Velasco, I don't know where this team would be without him, was cut by the Titans. He had started 16 games the year before for them, so he was a veteran just learning the system. But now that they are starting to get on the same page, this offense is playing much better.
Mike Tomlin said we had a microwave him before we gave him, before we cooked him completely. And that's incomplete. Pass thrown over the middle. And right in that middle was Smith. Elvis Doomerville put the pressure on. Doomerville coming over from the Broncos after that contract fax machine snafu.
Well, Elvis Doomerville right out here, just too quick on the outside for Mike Adams. But Ben Roethlisberger completely misses this throw. I think it was Emmanuel Sanders wide open in the middle of the field. He kind of took a step up and just threw it right in the dirt. That's one of Ben's strong points there, making those throws on the move. Completely missed that one.
2nd and 10. He moves Miller around and he tries to provide leverage off a block by Miller. Pernell McPhee makes the tackle on Le'Veon Bell. And it'll make it 3rd down and 9. And Suggs needs a breather on this frigid night, and that's why McPhee was in the game, making that last tackle. 3rd and 9. Break up that bunch formation by sending Sanders to the left. Shoulder shake. Ben stays alive and hits Sanders over the middle, as he does so often and has done for 10 years. Ben Roethlisberger extending the play, staying alive. Tough to get down, even though he's been sacked a ton of times, but we've seen him do this a million times.
You know, his ability for a guy that weighs 250 pounds or whatever it is, turn his shoulder, slide up, keep his head downfield, and just flip it. I mean, that's not like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Watch this. He just kind of flips it down there to him, and Sanders goes up and makes the play. But that's when you know the Steelers are getting right, when Ben Roethlisberger starts to make those kind of plays.
That was good for 15 yards. And action from the left side. DeCastro may have moved. Clete Blakeman.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Tis the call. Mike Tomlin. But you have two of the very best young coaches in the league. I mean, they've been around. I mean, Mike in his 7th season. And Harbaugh here since 08. And so many owners in the past couple of years, when they were looking for a change, would kind of say, hey, can you find me the next Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh?
They're still looking, too.
Right. 1st and 15. Dump it off to Bell. And Bell with some good, tough running before he is forced out of bounds.
Well, one of the featured attractions has to be Kelvin Beachum, a young man that had to take over. He has played basically everything there is to play along that offensive line. He started the year as a tight end, the extra blocker on the outside, moved to center when Pouncey got hurt, moved to guard when they needed him there, moved to right tackle. Now he's playing left tackle. By far the most athletic guy on that offensive line, and that athleticism is paying off for him a little bit in that matchup. Not big, but very athletic.
Halfway through the quarter, it's 2nd down and 6. And Roethlisberger guns it incomplete, intended for Sanders. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Steelers.
I'll tell you, one of the guys that I think's made a huge difference for the Ravens has been Darryl Smith, the linebacker they picked up from Jacksonville. Here's a guy that, you know, you lose Ray Lewis and all that veteran leadership and all the knowledge of this game, and he has simply been sensational this year. I just don't know where they would have been without him.
Yeah, we were talking to John Harbaugh the other day about, you know, the guys who have played best for him this year. First name he mentioned, Smith.
Boy, they are pressure all the way across the board.
5 wide go the Steelers. And the pass is behind Sanders and incomplete. So the drive bogs down. Started back at their own 15-yard line. They've run 11 plays on this drive, but still haven't even gotten into field goal range.
Yeah, and that was an interesting call there because you really needed a completion of some kind. You know, this 47-yard field goal would have felt a little bit better than a 50-yarder on this cold night.
Well, indeed they have. I said they haven't, but it's a 50-yarder. Clearly meaning something a little bit easier than this. Sean Sweezum's had a terrific year. He's only missed 2 all season, back-to-back in Oakland, and they're going to fake it. And Sweezum is going to try to run around to the right side, and he'll go down.
He left before the ball was snapped.
He did. Tried to kick it before it was down. Big break for Baltimore. They get it at midfield when we come back.
The best team in America is ready
It's clobbering time.
for kickoff.
Ready, set, what? Move,
The pitch.
Uh-oh.
The game.
Football's so great.
And The Simpsons.
I'm the worst thing to happen to sports since Fox.
Watch The Simpsons on Fox.
Fox Sports proudly presents the NFL. Spectacular. Sensational. But most of all, big, bigger, biggest. The NFL on Fox Sports.
You vote for Kelly Pickler? You voted for Kelly Pickler?
No, there's no way.
Come on.
I always said if
Check your
Kobe's
phone
not
records.
going to win it, if Kobe's not going to win it after
See,
all my
you're a
tweets,
you're a politician.
helping
You're
me
like
out.
you're like Anthony Weiner. You put something out there, then you got to call it back, and then you get caught.
So Sean Sweezum starts to move forward before Matt McBriar is able to get the snap. Here's what happens.
It's just he knows there's no chance he can kick it, and then he just tries to get the ball and go run with it. It was interesting. The Ravens only had 9 guys on the field on defense, and luckily were able to stop him. Of course, Sweezum not exactly a great run threat.
No, so the ball at the 44. Baltimore takes it there. Rice goes to the outside and moves it to the 47-yard line, and we check with Michelle.
Al, Steelers defensive end Brett Kiesel is questionable with a left foot injury. Same foot that's kept him out of the last 2 games. Meanwhile, Ravens wide receiver Brandon Stokely is questionable with a left knee. He went back to the locker room with Dr. Leanne Curl for further evaluation.
All right, thank you, Michelle, as Torrey Smith does come back in after working on his hand for a while on the sideline. 2nd down and 7, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Jacoby Jones, and he is slow in getting up. Hit by Cortez Allen, and he will come limping off Will Jones.
One of the really good young players in this league right now is Jarvis Jones, getting a chance to play here, but they think athletically and mentally now he is so much further ahead than most of the defensive ends. And oh my goodness, this is a story. You already got Torrey Smith limping around, or with the bad wrist, whatever happened to him.
Tandon Doss now in the game. He's in motion. Works out of the slot. Flacco's going to go deep down the left sideline, and incomplete, but a flag is thrown for interference on Ike Taylor. Torrey Smith down the sideline, reaching back up for it, and draws the flag.
Well, whether it's Josh Gordon or Calvin Johnson, teams are now targeting Ike Taylor.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Ball in place at the spot of foul. Automatic first down.
Sometimes that do happen when you're in your 11th year in the league.
Yeah, this is a veteran, to say the least, defense. You can see, but Ike sort of hooked that arm. It's one thing to do a little contact, but you could see he hooked it into his body. Good call by the officials.
26-yard penalty puts the Ravens at the 27-yard line. Rice. You know, Chris, we checked with the league. It's interesting because you brought it up during the commercial break. When Sweezum moved forward before the ball was down, you could have called a false start. on the kicker, but it's something that Dean Blandino, the head of officiating, said he's never seen, but you could have called it.
Yeah, we might have to call John Madden on that one. So, you see everything, but I've never seen the kicker in illegal motion.
2nd down and 8. The ball is at the 25-yard line. A little more than 6 minutes remaining in the half. Flacco, play action, and incomplete again as Ike Taylor is there. Taylor that time able to swat it away from the grasp of Smith. 3rd and 8.
Well, this is pretty well done by Ike Taylor. And talking to Dick LeBeau about Ike, I said, how's he hanging in there? Because it's been a rough couple of weeks for him. And he said, it's a great thing about Ike Taylor. He said, you would never know it. He could give up touchdown passes all day long. He'd line up on the next one, and he would just feel like, I'm going to win this one. He always takes the best receiver the other team has, and sometimes that's a tough assignment.
He goes back to Jerry Rice. 3rd and 8. Here goes Flacco, is going to take off and get the first down. Joe Flacco, not sliding, knew he needed the first. Finally tackled by Jarvis Jones and moves the chains on a 3rd and 8.
Well, let's give some credit to Michael Orr on the outside here. Just barely held off Jason Worlds. And Joe Flacco said, you know, we've been struggling to run the football, so I almost feel like this season I have to do it myself a little more often. I don't like to run, but when necessary and in key situations, I will. That was huge there.
He's had 6 third-down runs this season, all for first downs, and he's averaged over 5 yards a carry when the other guys are averaging less than 3.
Offense, number 68, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
A.Q. Shipley. Jacoby Jones has come back into the game. There he is.
Boy, what a playoff run he had, huh? Great Super Bowl game, caught the pass against Denver, and probably the play of the year, wouldn't you say? That pass, 40-something seconds to go, and looked like the Ravens were going to be one and done, and 70 yards later, here we go.
Help Flacco back up the truck for the bank.
Yeah.
From the 21-yard line. Here's Ray Rice. We won't tell you who it is, but one of the Steelers we met with last night, he said he called somebody Mr. 120. We went, what? And we thought for a second, $120 million. We can't give him up, but he's clearly on the defense.
Yeah, he's like, 120. I don't know what he's thinking about there. We got
well, maybe it was Ryan Clark, but we can't quite remember.
Yeah. He's a funny guy.
Very funny.
We gave him up.
Mr. 120, 2nd and 14.
Look out.
Pressure, and he's going to lose the ball. It's a strip sack. Ball is loose at the 29-yard line, but recovered as Jason Worlds came in, but Baltimore is going to retain possession. So strip sack by number 93.
The development of young pass rushers. Watch his hands here. Just smack the hands of Michael Orr right off of him. And Michael Orr now is in a very interesting situation because of the trade of Eugene Monroe. Both of those guys will need contracts. I doubt very seriously they both get it. And my guess is that Eugene Monroe is going to get the deal and Orr will not. He may be somewhere else next year. He did not play well last week.
3rd down and 23. 2nd sack for Worlds in the game tonight. And now Rice will chug his way to the 25 to make it a little easier for Justin Tucker on the field goal attempt upcoming. Will Allen making the stop.
Well, maybe we'll see the holder go in motion this time. Well, that was a good stand, though. After you give up the long pass interference call, you hold Baltimore to field goals. That's better, especially because Ben got the offense moving at least a little bit in that last drive.
22 straight successes for Tucker. This one will be a 43-yard attempt. Sam Cook to put it down, and Tucker's boot is through. 3:01 remaining in the opening half, and Baltimore now leads 10-0 over Pittsburgh.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to beam the game to the world, and theirs to make sense of it. His is to wave his flag till his arms ache. Theirs for the fans back home. His is to make sure the team get there safe, and his that the kit does too. Their job is to support the best team in the world. Theirs is to be it. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
And back there in the back of the end zone. It's Doug Baldwin. Touchdown!
Pass is caught, Eric Decker. Touchdown, Denver Broncos.
He's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Please. 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 Please help me.
The Walking Dead, Season 4, coming soon on Fox.
Yeah, bring it in. Hustle up. Come on, we're done. Come on, slap some hands. Come on. Slap some hands, some butts. That means it's time we're done.
Get your big pop here. Let's go. Come on, come on. Fight through adversity. When something bad happens, okay, can you step up and be a man and make the next play when your number's called?
As John Lennon said, every...
Well, there's a fun and easy way for you to hop on the NFL Play 60 bus to get on board and join the movement to help children get active and healthy. Visit NFLRush.com/Play60. A lot of kids here tonight. Some of the Play 60 group before the game on this Thanksgiving evening in Baltimore, Maryland. So the Pittsburgh Steelers down now 10-0 with 3:01 to play in the opening half. The Steelers have had 2 long drives, but neither has resulted in points. Their last 2 drives, one 11 plays and ended with a punt. 12 plays ended with the botched field goal attempt. Jonathan Dwyer to run this kickoff back and bangs his way out to the 28-yard line. So Roethlisberger trying to put some points up on the scoreboard in Baltimore when we come back.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever take your hat off?
If you had hair like mine, you'd never take your hat off.
Oh! Bygones! Be bygones, man!
Hey, and it's a new day with new installs. So it's a foreign country to all these young guys. They got no idea what they're doing.
Let's go on the hop, let's go! It don't matter where you're going, just be moving somewhere.
If you're walking, you're absolutely wrong. Find some place to go.
Back on the ball, I want to see it again. Get our head out of our we're playing sloppy. Let's go.
That's why you practice, though. Just learn from it and move on.
Push him at the top. Burst. Pets down. Right back down to my line. There you go. There you go.
Flip those hips. Get your hips flipped and you can finish.
Don't think. You know it. Let's go. Thinking gets you in trouble.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Here we go.
Flip, flip, flip.
Little things, little things.
Wrap, 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 wrap.
Oh! Oh!
Last period. Finish strong, man.
Get ready! Get ready, man. It's like that hair on fire.
Energy's up. Here we go. Lock in. Hurry up. Raging up the field. Bang it in there. Good.
Hey, man, you're showing me some skills right there.
That's ridiculous. That was so good.
Fight through adversity. When something bad happens, okay, can you step up and be a man?
Now we're starting to throw the ball around here.
Hey, man, you're showing me some skills right there.
That's ridiculous. That was so good.
I love the fact that we can score 27 points a game on average. I love that.
Wow, it's only about 10 weeks away now. February 6th, the world's greatest athletes come together for the Sochi Olympic Winter Games. It all begins February the 6th right here on NBC. Some frozen water there as you look at Baltimore, but a guy who knows what a little warmer water is like is the most decorated American Olympian ever. Michael Phelps right there, lives here in Baltimore. Mom Debbie looking out on this cold night.
I used to do some interviews with Debbie. She was fun to be around at the Olympics. A little bit nervous over there,
Sure.
but she had fun.
A lot of celebrating, though. Little swing pass to the outside taken by Brown, but he can't get on track. Jimmy Smith coming up from the right corner to make the tackle after a gain of 2 yards. Pittsburgh offense, so a 3-play drive to open things out, 3 and out, and then an 11-play drive resulting in a punt. The 12-play drive resulted in the botched field goal attempt. So they've had the ball a lot, but it's resulted in nothing. Felix Jones, the former Cowboy, is now in the backfield. 2nd and 8. And that pass is incomplete, intended for Brown over the middle. It'll be 3rd down and 8, and Roethlisberger at the current moment is 10 for 17 for 71 yards.
Well, Josh Bynes that time, one of their inside backers over here, falling back underneath that. So far, the Ravens have been doing a look where they're putting 3 or 4 guys to the outside right, 3 guys to the outside left, and sort of leaving the middle of the field, almost daring Ben to try and call runs.
Jonathan Dwyer flanks Roethlisberger on a 3rd and 8. And Ben throws. That's caught by Sanders, who tries to back his way to a 1st down. But the line judge comes in to spot it about a half-yard shy. And we go to the 2-minute warning, and Elvis Dumervil is the injured Baltimore Raven. It'll be 4th and 1 at the 2-minute warning when we come back to Baltimore.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to keep his eyes on the game and his on everything else. Theirs is to keep the team strong in body and his strong in mind. His job is to make sure the game starts well and his that it ends the same way. Their job's to fill the stadium with passion. Theirs is to fill it with pride. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
In Super Bowl 47, the Baltimore Ravens scored the game's first 4 touchdowns.
Down the middle, touchdown, Ravens! Flacco play action, throws.
The game's 2 longest scoring plays belong to Ravens wide receiver Jacoby Jones.
Jones makes the catch, he's not touched, bounces up, running at the left hash mark, lunges in. Jones 8 yards deep, brings it out of the end zone. Left hash mark 10, 15, 20, sheds the tackle, 30. He could, he will go all the way, Jacoby Jones.
San Francisco battled back.
Spins away, and Crabtree will take it in for a touchdown. Kaepernick going to roll to his left, trying to get down the sideline. Kaepernick running to the 10, to the 5, he's in.
In the end, a valiant goal line stand proved to be the difference.
Incomplete. And for a second time, the Baltimore Ravens are Super Bowl champions of the world.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever take your hat off?
If you had hair like mine, you'd never take your hat off. I do on the trips. I try to limit exposure to the trips and the national anthem.
Hey, and it's a new day with new installs. So it's a foreign country to a lot of these young guys. They got no idea what they're doing.
Wow, look at this group. They're poised and ready for takeoff.
Everybody's working. It doesn't get any better than this. Doggone, pretty soon you're going to be old and ugly like me.
We're looking at progress today, progress.
Right at the stretch, give me a good, not a little quick horn, give me a good start of trance.
So at halftime coming up, the Cowboys come back to knock off Oakland. Lions get 37 unanswered points. Aaron Rodgers can't get back fast enough for Green Bay. Bob and Hines breaking down the first half, all on the Toyota halftime. As we cruise through the inner harbor of Baltimore, 4th and 1. Matt McBriar will punt, and Jacoby Jones sets up at his own 12-yard line for the Ravens. And it's a line drive, low bouncing kick. That takes a nice Pittsburgh hop, and out of bounds it goes at the 15-yard line. 150 to the half, 10-0, home team.
The best team in America is ready
It's clobbering time.
for kickoff.
Ready, set, move,
The pitch.
Uh-oh.
The game.
Football's so great.
And The Simpsons.
I'm the worst thing to happen to sports since Fox.
Watch The Simpsons on Fox.
Fox Sports proudly presents the NFL. Spectacular. Sensational. But most of all, big, bigger, biggest. The NFL on Fox Sports.
Okay. Get to it.
Nice ball.
Oh, come on, catch it. Just catch it.
Back on the ball. I want to see it again. Get our head out of our. We're playing sloppy. Let's go.
Jesus, jailbreak.
Damn, what are we doing? Way too slow. Are you alive?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go, dude.
Oh, man.
Come on, fellas, we got to start better than that.
It's got to get better today. Let's go. It's not okay.
A blind man.
You know what? It's the desolation of Smaug. Meanwhile, it was Plymouth Rock. Normally we show you local shots, but well, Christmas is a-coming. Flacco starts with a pass to Ray Rice that gets broken up as he receives it. Ziggy Hood making the tackle. Ravens have all of their timeouts. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and depending on how this play goes, Pittsburgh has a couple too. So
let's see what happens here. Is the pass is caught at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 as Dallas Clark, the longtime Colt, makes it a 3rd and 1. And it's one of those situations now where Baltimore coming up to the line, have all of their timeouts.
And here comes Polamalu up to the line too.
Right, and thrusting ahead is Ray Rice, and now you can start thinking about those timeouts. And they take it right here after a first down. 64 ticks left.
In Super Bowl 47, the Baltimore Ravens scored the game's first 4 touchdowns.
Down the middle. Touchdown, Ravens. Flacco play action. Throws.
The game's 2 longest scoring plays belong to Ravens wide receiver Jacoby Jones.
Jones makes the catch. He's
So two timeouts remaining for Baltimore as you look at Polamalu's fairly quiet to this point tonight. I haven't called his name. From the 26-yard line, Flacco checks it off. Juggling catch is made by Rice. And he gets tackled up at the 32-yard line by Will Allen.
Boy, if Ray Rice starts making some catch and run plays again, that has really not been around this offense because of his injury. But that has been such a key component of the success of the Ravens over the years.
2nd and 3. Now you got a false start on the right side. That's Orr backing up.
Well, Michael Orr is trying to explain, hey, I know the snap count. I moved on the snap count. Just because I moved ahead of our other offensive lineman, he does do that. He times it up pretty well. I don't know if he did that time or not, but he usually is the first offensive lineman to move in the tape I've watched. Right on the end of the line of scrimmage here. I'd say that's a little before the snap.
Yeah, I would too.
False start. Offense number 74. It's a 5-yard penalty. In addition, this situation requires a 10-second runoff. And Baltimore has elected not to take a timeout to save the 10 seconds. So would the game clock operator please put 28 seconds on the game clock? 28.
That's a very interesting call right there. I'm not sure I wouldn't have taken the timeout and saved those 10 seconds right there.
I don't know what you're going to do with the timeouts.
Right. It's 2nd down and 8. Curious decision right there. The pass is caught by Rice. He gets to the 33. Now you're going to take another timeout here. but you only have 17. It's going to tick down, and apparently they're going to be contentious to go in with a 10-0 lead. Or are they?
Yeah, I think that's going to be that.
Yeah. So that's the way they play it at the end, and the crowd doesn't like it. But Harbaugh is content to go in with a 10-point cushion at the half. The Ravens will get the second half kickoff. Into the first half, Baltimore 10, Pittsburgh nothing. The Toyota halftime coming your way next.
And here is Williams, who's going to run it out from 8 deep. Out to the 20. And the ball is out and recovered. It is recovered by the Raiders. And it's Jenkins to the end zone for the touchdown. Just signed this week. First and goal. Romo to the end zone. And it is caught by Bryant for the touchdown. Mike Jenkins, by the way, who Bryant beat for the touchdown. There they are on the right side. Jenkins shaken up just a brief while ago, back in there. They're going to go back to the ground, though. And Murray's across for another touchdown. His third of the day.
It is a cold, raw, rainy night. It is very uncomfortable for the fans, very uncomfortable for the players. A very damp and raw kind of an evening.
The temperatures have fallen as the afternoon has segued into the evening.
Brady stands in the pocket, fires to the end zone, and is caught. Touchdown.
Okay. Get to it. Oh, come on, catch it. Just catch it.
Back on the ball. I want to see it again. Get our head out of our. We're playing sloppy. Let's go.
Jesus, jailbreak.
Dan, what are we doing? Way too slow. Are you alive?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go, dude.
Oh, man. Come on.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
In an AFC playoff situation where 9-7 almost certainly gets you in, and 8-8 might, the winner of tonight's game goes to 6-6. And right now, Baltimore at home holds the lead on the Steelers, 10-0 down to the field. And Dan Patrick.
All right, Bob, thank you. With Tony Dungy, Rodney Harrison. We talked about in the pregame if they would take advantage of Troy Polamalu. We saw that on the touchdown.
Yeah, we thought passing game would be the key, and Rodney, you said because of Troy's aggressiveness, it sometimes get him in trouble.
I felt like he could be a liability in coverage because he takes a lot of chances. Here's a situation with Ike Taylor. He should be double teaming, but instead he vacates the middle, and Ike Taylor's like, look, where's my help at? Troy, you should be there. That's why you can take advantage of Troy.
Pittsburgh's still in this game, though, only down 10-0.
They are, and it's going to have to be Ben Roethlisberger. Pittsburgh came out, tried to run it early. Ben's got to win this game for them.
All right, let's show you the highlights from the games earlier today. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, they played against Oakland, Green Bay against Detroit. Reggie Bush, big afternoon, 182 yards from scrimmage, 23 here. Detroit went up 17-10. They scored on the next play. Third quarter, Matthew Stafford to Calvin Johnson. Johnson, 6 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown, and nobody wants to tackle him. Matt Flynn struggled all day. Detroit, 7 sacks, and Ndamukong Suh with the safety. Flynn, 10-20, 139 yards, and looking for a friend as he sits next to Aaron Rodgers on the bench. Rodgers may be back against Atlanta. Oakland in Dallas. This is the opening kickoff. The Cowboys rookie Terrence Williams coughs it up. Greg Jenkins, he takes it back 7-0 Raiders. Oakland was up 21-7 in the second quarter, and then DeMarco Murray. From 4 yards out, Dallas within 7 at halftime. Murray had 3 touchdowns on the day. Tony Romo, battling flu-like symptoms, finds Des Bryant, capping an 87-yard drive. Murray, the first Cowboy with 3 rushing touchdowns in a game since Julius Jones in 2004. Dallas goes on to win it, 31-24. Matt McGloin gets picked off here by Brandon Carr. Dallas will be at Chicago coming up next week. All right, let's look at Dallas and Detroit. Where do you want to start?
Well, good wins today. Let's start with Detroit. Big offensive performance. Their defensive line was dominant, but the turnovers, mistakes can still haunt them in big games.
The biggest difference with Dallas Cowboys the last 2 weeks have been Tony Romo. He's playing well late in the game. He's not making a key mistake then, and he's doing a good job of spreading the ball around to all his different receivers.
What about Detroit?
Well, I like Detroit. I think they've got talent, but they've got to really tone down those mistakes.
We got to lean in here like this. What are you saying, Tony?
No, they've got to tone down those mistakes. Both of these teams, though, will benefit from these extra 4 days off. Winning over Thanksgiving gives you a big boost into December.
Matthew Stafford, he has to do a better job of taking care of the ball. This is a very talented group. They have a very physical front up top, but they have to do a better job of taking care of the ball and being disciplined.
I'm not sure what you said, but I'm sure it was really good.
It hurts my mouth to say it.
Bob Costas, Heinz Ward on the first half in a moment, but first, who's the toughest player out there today? Well, Arian Foster and Coach T have their opinions on who's the toughest out there on the road.
The best team in America is ready
It's clobbering time.
for kickoff.
Ready, set, move,
The pitch.
Uh-oh.
The game.
Football's so great.
And The Simpsons.
I'm the worst thing to happen to sports since Fox.
Watch The Simpsons on Fox.
Push him at the top. Burst. Pass down. Right back down to my line. There you go. There you go.
Flip those hips. Get your hips flipped and you can finish.
Usually guys in the NFL.
At halftime, the Ravens lead the Steelers 10-0. You may have heard of the NFL's Play 60 campaign, dedicated to getting young people active for at least 60 minutes every day. The league and its clubs also work locally and nationally on programs that benefit the nation's military. This Thanksgiving, the Ravens have brought these two community efforts together.
For me, everything in life is about giving back. With the Ravens organization, we absolutely believe in giving back, and we believe in being a part of this city that gives so much to us.
I want to thank the Ravens for taking time out to schedule to meet with the soldiers, DA civilians, and most importantly, our kids.
They actually care about children and how children play and how they exercise.
These kids are just amazing to be around all day.